welcome to another episode of the Real Football Talk. I have Cam with me. Cam, how are you?
Yeah, man. Looking forward to another video. It's
How's your
been a
weekend
minute.
been?
Been a minute. It's been a minute.
Yeah, how's your weekend?
Yeah, man. Good. Boring without Prem in it.
You tell me.
Like,
I, I
like me,
hate.
I hate international like football. So yeah, for me, it's not it. Can't
I
stand it.
just I just hate international football. I just think they should maybe move it towards the end of the season where they have all the games in one go in like a couple of weeks, rather
Yeah,
than this mumbo jumbo of like 1 week or 2 week off in between. Because you want to build that momentum and it just dies out every single time, man. So
yeah. I just think with international football, if they did that in the season, then it's like players will complain. If they do it mid-season, you're carrying games over to later anyway. So I
yeah,
mean, it's the same thing, isn't it?
yeah,
But
I hate it. I hate it.
yeah, I hate it.
Unless it's
I
World
hate
Cup or
it.
European Championship, then it's all right. But if not, nah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you can qualifying games just about all right, but yeah, unless it's big tournaments, I couldn't care less about international football.
Agreed, agreed. Let's start. So today's video, what we're gonna do is something a bit different. We're not looking into international games. What we're
Yeah.
gonna do is we're gonna pick both of our 11s so far who we think have impressed us so far within the four Premier League matches that has been played, and we'll put it out to you, our viewers, to decide through our Instagram page or Facebook page, decide which one you like more, or if you think you could pick a bit better squad, or if you have a better idea of someone that we've missed out, do suggest or put your 11 in. That'd be great. But what we're gonna do, Cam, 4-3-3. Should we just do that because most team plays 4-3-3 nowadays?
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
4-3-3 is fine. Yeah.
All right. Let's start. Goalkeeper. Who are you going with?
I'm going for my number one, Allison.
Allison. Okay, and why?
I just think without a doubt he's the best goalkeeper in the league, and you can't argue it. I mean, if you look at Allison, I don't think he has a weakness to his game. You know, he's just good at everything. And I mean, you can see the difference he's made to the Liverpool squad. You know, without Allison in Liverpool, we might not have even finished, outside the top four. And even this season so far, he's pulled out some big saves for us when you wouldn't expect it. Just Newcastle comes into mind. But yeah, for me, it's Allison. Allison's my number one.
Do you want to know something funny? I've gone with Allison as well. No, I agree with a couple of the points you made. Yeah, but I think yeah, this season has been crucial for Liverpool,
Yeah,
because they have been conceding a lot of opportunities, and every time Alisson's the guy just saved them, won the save or one-on-one save or something. And yeah, he's been critical to their success, not just this season, even in the previous season. I think that top five run they went for last year, it was Alisson that a lot of the time that just made the difference with the save, and then they go down the other side and they score. So yeah, I would say,
uh,
yeah, I'd go with
with
Alisson as
Allison,
well.
it's just a big game player. Every time he's had to step up. He has. Let's not forget like a few seasons ago when we might have not made the top four, another similar season to last year, and he comes in against was it West Brom, scores the header. You know, so he's for me, Allison's number one man. He's
got
he's
got
top
more
tier.
got
He's
more
top
goals
tier.
than got more goals than Mudryk, yeah. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
another
exactly.
conversation. That's another conversation. Right back. Should I go right back first? I've gone with Kyle Walker. I think he's been critical to this City team. Obviously, he signed a new contract, and I think City have shown that obviously he's needed, and that's why they didn't get rid of him to Bayern Munich as much as they were interested. And
Mm,
obviously, given the captaincy armband as well, I think he's been a key plug in that defense. Everyone else have been rotated about from Kyle Walker. I know what some people might say that he's made a mistake against Sheffield United, but in
but
the same game, if you look at the goal that Rodri goes and scores, he plays a crucial part in him dribbling all the way, and then obviously they go on to score. So yeah, I mean, he made a mistake, but I mean, I can't really think of anyone else that's been on that level. I would say at the moment.
yeah,
So yeah, I went for Kyle Walker.
yes. So obviously, naturally, when I think about a complete package, I think you look at Kyle Walker. So I've gone Kyle Walker as well. I think if Trent had a better start to the season, I kind of hoped he would. But for me, Trent is, I think, what you want to see in a modern right back. You know, because he's so good at the playmaking. But I've gone for Kyle Walker as well. I think if you look at his overall performance, his contribution to City, and like you said, there's so many moving pieces in that City team, but Kyle Walker seems to always be that consistent
Mm.
part of that Pep Guardiola side. I mean, besides Edison in that back line, I don't think there's anyone who kind of gets shifted
Yes,
out. You could
yes,
say that's
yeah.
due to depth, but again, I don't feel like feels like he needs depth in that position where Kyle Walker's so good at it and so strong, you know. But yeah, that defensive mistake, defenders, it's the hardest part of the job because you're besides the goalkeeper, you're the closest to goal. A mistake could lead to a goal at any point, I mean, yeah, he could have done better, but yeah, for me, Walker as
Mm.
well.
And left back,
Left back, I have gone Estupinian.
Stopian. Okay,
Yeah.
why?
So I think, we kind of knew that Brighton were already a good side, but I think he's had a really good start to the season. You know, he kind of is the epitome of what the Brighton project is, isn't it? He's kind of under the radar. No one really kind of
Yeah.
looks at him. Kind of like a Cucurella in the sense that Cucurella was like a shining star for Brighton. I mean, I know it's not worked out for him at Chelsea, but I think he's showing that he's a really good left back, not just going forward, because he does come in with the goals and assists, but he's really good at defending, you
Yeah,
know.
I mean, I've gone for Stepinian as well. I mean, 1 goal, 2 assists. I think he's got a expected goal assist at 2.3 or 2.5.
Mm,
But also, like, I saw another stat the other day where his shot creation action after he passes the ball is at the highest level of anyone or any left back. So I've gone for him, and even when I watch him, I think he's just brilliant, not just going forward but defensively as well. And I think he's had a brilliant start to the season. Centre back, should I go first? I've
yeah.
gone with Saliba and Mickey Van de Ven,
Okay. Van der Ven,
the
yeah.
Tottenham, yeah. So Saliba, I've gone for. I think he's the only one constant in that back line that's just fully impressed throughout. If you look at that key tackle he made against Crystal Palace, where I think Odson Edward was through and goal, or if you look at against Nottingham Forest, his performance, I think he's been a constant throughout. I think he's one of the best defenders in the league so far. So I've gone with him, and the other one that's impressed me was Mickey Van der Van. Obviously, they brought him in to replace that left kind of side of the centre back. He's been very impressive, fast, dribbles the ball out a lot. It's changed to what they had before, and then you can see they're much more solid, and it fits the style of defender that Ange wants. So I've gone with him. I've been impressed with him this year so far.
Yeah. So I mean, so far our team's looking quite similar. The only difference between my centre back pairing is, and you know, it's just down to how I see football.
Mm.
It's got nothing to do with stats. I've gone with Konate and Saliba, both the Frenchmen. For me, Konate, I know just had an injury, so he's missed a game, but he he's like been the focus point in the defense for Liverpool this season. I think a lot of our success, it relies on him and Van Dijk being fit throughout the season because they're young. Saliba and Konate, they're young, but they just look a level above a lot of the other centre backs in the league. I know Tottenham are like a dark horse, but I don't know if they'll sustain
Well, I mean, we're
the.
going on we're going on the
Yeah,
basis of what's happened so far. We're
yeah,
not
true.
we're not we're not
So
really
far
looking
for
at
me, I
anything else.
know.
We're just going on
So
based
far for
on.
me, it's just Konate and Saliba. Saliba, even from last season, he impressed me.
Yeah, I
I think
mean,
is he the only young centre back to make it in the French team of the year and the
yeah, yeah.
English team of the year? So it's testament to him. Saliba's obviously been great for Arsenal, but I just think he's probably one of the best centre backs in the league so far. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
think
for me,
I don't
it's
know.
Konate
I
and
cannot
Saliba.
I cannot disagree with the second one of Kanate, but yeah, well, let's move on. Um, Defensive midfielder. So we played the 4-3. So the one in the hold pivot six. Who are you going for?
Rodri. For me, it's
Okay.
Rodri.
By the way, for those of you thinking, we haven't spoken about the team, like who we picked and stuff. So when he's saying it, it is like I'm like, oh, okay, yes.
Yeah, yeah. I think there's some things which is kind of just there's no opinions, is it? There's just kind of
Yeah,
facts.
he is the
And
best. He is the best.
yeah,
He is the best number
he's definitely the
sixes
best
in
in the
the
business
world.
right now.
Yeah, in
Yeah,
the world, and he's coming. It's not even that. He's coming up with crucial goals for Man City as well now. So
It's Champions League final, and even over the last few weeks,
yeah,
even if
the
it's not a
last
goal,
few weeks he's been scoring. Yeah, non-stop.
without his goals, even just his defensive duties, he seems unstoppable at this moment.
That finish for against Sheffield top corner, and
Bangers.
if Haaland scored there, everyone would be like, "Whoa!" But yeah, so yeah, six. And then are you what? Were you going to 2-8?
Well, I've gone. They're more like tens, but
Yeah,
they I
yeah,
guess in this positions because of the work rate that they have, they
yeah.
kind of play like eight. I've gone Odegaard and March from Brighton.
Solly March.
Yeah, sorry, March.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so I've gone Odegaard and March just purely based on
Fine.
the performances this season. For me, it was between March and Soboslai. I think Soboslai has been incredible, but I also think March has done more,
Mm,
in terms of goal contributions this season so far. So March just sneaks in there for me. So yeah,
okay.
Odegaard and March in my midfield with
So
Rodri sitting.
I've gone with Madison as one of the eights or tens, whatever you like to call it within
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
formation.
yeah.
And then I've gone with someone bit different. I've gone with Paqueta. I think if you look at the game against I think it was
Better.
Brighton, Paqueta was one of the main reasons for their success. Even though they didn't have the position, but he was very creative. And even against Luton, against Paqueta was brilliant. So I've gone with Madison and Paqueta. And Madison, I don't think we need to say anything. He's been brilliant so far. For it. Everything's going through him from Bissouma straight to Madison, and he's creating all the chances and also scoring the goals for Tottenham, and that's why they have had a brilliant start. And yeah, mentioned to obviously Bissouma, I think also had a solid start to the season. But yeah, Rodri just obviously way better.
Yeah, I think you could say that when it comes to centre mids, I think there's been quite a good few performers this season so far. Even Ward-Prowse,
Mm,
he was in debate to be there since his impact coming into West Ham. You could say like Paqueta and Ward-Prowse have got that good partnership going on. So yeah, I mean it's hard. It's hard to just choose three. If we had to choose the best five or best six centre mid so far, it's easier.
yeah,
But
it's
just
really
choosing
hard.
three for a top 11, it's hard. But
Yeah.
yeah, I agree with that. I think yeah, that's a good shout.
And then should we go right-sided right winger?
Mine's easy. I'm going Salah.
They're going Salah. Okay,
Yeah.
why?
He has contributed a goal or assist in every game for Liverpool this season, Even in the last 15 games for Liverpool, he's had over 15 goal contributions. So, there's no one more consistent than Salah down the right wing, who in every game will either provide a goal or assist. So for me, it's Salah. He's probably the best right winger in the league right now, in shouts for one of the greatest Premier League players of all time.
Okay. For me, I've gone with again someone a bit different. I think they brilliant start to the season. I've gone for Mbuemo from Brentford. I think they've been quite good. I know some people might say, "Oh, he scored two penalties," but I think he's been the key focal point for Brentford going forward because of Tony missing. And yeah, even though the set pieces he scored, but if you look at the stats for Brentford for non-set piece goals, they're really high anyways. So I don't think that plays too much into it. He also scored the equalizer and also another key goal in the game before that. So I think he's been brilliant so far. So my right winger goes to Mbeumo.
Okay, cool.
All right, so let's go left hand side.
Yeah, so left hand side. So this is where I got into predicament because there's no one really that's been shining out for me.
Mhm.
So I've kind of just used right wing and left wing as who's been the best kind of like wingers.
Okay,
So I've kind of gone Sterling's had a great start to the season. I know Chelsea's not been performing well, but Sterling has had a great start to the season.
okay,
I'm thinking Eze, he's had a great start to the season. And actually I was thinking Buemo as well. Just his contribution to Brentford, he's kind of taken that. I think there was question marks with Ivan Toney being out, and I think Werner and Wissa have kind of really stepped in
Mhm.
But I think I'm going to go with Sterling. I think Sterling has been the only type of player I think at Chelsea he seems to be fighting every week and showing that he's like a different class sometimes. He just looks a level above some of the players on the pitch sometimes. So I'm going for Sterling.
I'm going for Sterling. So
Yeah.
I've got a weird one here, right? So I don't know what people might say. So I've gone for Alvarez, but I know he plays up front, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. It's that
yeah,
front three shuffle, isn't it?
yeah,
Not
just
quite sure
saying,
what to
yeah.
do.
So I mean, I can kind of have like Paqueta going a bit more towards the left and Alvarez as that kind of 10, all right? So it does work out, all right? So I've gone with Alvarez. I think obviously we know Haaland, we'll talk about it. I'm sure we know who's going to be
Yeah,
our
yeah,
spot.
yeah, yeah.
But I think Alvarez has been a key piece also within this Man City because a lot of pressure has been put onto Man City, who's going to create the goals, who's going to score the goals because obviously De Bruyne and Messi.
De Bruyne has
I
been out.
think,
Yeah,
yeah, I think Alvarez has taken that mantelpiece really well. He's scored some key goals and his contribution, not just with that. If you look at the game against Newcastle, I think him and Foden were just immense. Everything Alvarez was doing was so intelligent, and every game, some of the like off the ball running or the passes or the set offs he does, it's just brilliant. So I had to kind of find the spot for him and put him there. So I've put him on that kind of left hand side. Yeah, so that's who I've gone with for my left winger.
okay.
Striker Cam.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I think that's all right.
Mm,
But for me, for striker, um, I was in a mix-up between Nunes, but and obviously with Wissa and Haaland. But I think if we're looking purely based on a striker, I think there's no debate. Haaland's the best striker in the league, you know. And I mean, even this season, he's still scoring. He's still banging in the
yeah.
goals. So, yeah, Haaland for me.
I mean, yeah, same. Haaland for me. 4 games, 6 goals, goal
Yeah,
scoring machine. You know what you get. Averaging over a goal a game. So I mean, there's nothing more to say apart from he's brilliant.
yeah, yeah. Just what I'm saying. Like, it's one of those ones where I think with Haaland, it's not always about performance because you could say someone like Wissa, who brings in, he's more involved in the game sometimes. You know.
Do you know
Um.
what the thing is? Like, there's one thing I was sure that everyone was gonna pick. If Adilbay was here, I knew to pick. I think everyone would have picked Haaland as their
Yeah,
striker.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
that I was kind of certain about. So yeah, no,
Yeah.
definitely agree.
Yeah.
So what
I
we'll
think I
do?
think if I think if Nunes was starting every single game of the season, the way he's been performing of recent, even international duty and for Liverpool, if he was starting every game of the season, I think he might have snuck in there for me because he might have got a few goals. But I think Haaland, you can't deny it. You know, like you said, goal scoring machine. Yeah, that's my 11.
I think needs to be a shout out going out to Evan Ferguson, who obviously scored that hat trick as
Oh
a
yeah,
youngster
true.
and also scored before. Only thing again, the reason why I kind of didn't think about him too much is because I think in the first 2 games he did start off on the bench, and then obviously the last 2 games he did start. So that's the only reason I would say Evan Ferguson has missed out. But yeah, Holland is a different animal. So what we'll do, we'll
Yeah,
this
I
put
think my mentality going into it was kind of who's been starting most games, even if they've
yeah,
been coming off. It's just who's been the regular starter.
yeah. So what we'll do, we'll put this out to Instagram with both the teams, and
Yeah,
then obviously we'll let the viewers decide which they agree with, or if they disagree with both of us, they could pick their own team and let us know. So that would be great. So for those of you
yeah,
watching, thank you for watching, and make sure you please like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Thanks, Cam.
yeah.